Um,
Mhm.
okay, it was before New York Comic Con. Hey
Mhm.
guys, welcome. We are live. Welcome to Legion of Creators, and we're gonna play our intro, and then we're gonna get started.
Legion of Creators.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. Come on. I'm trying to get this on. What the heck? This thing is annoying sometimes. Now my face is just on screen. That's always fun.
Your face is always on screen, silly.
No, I just meant from the intro. Like
I
now my
know.
face
I'm
is. I'm looking.
confusing.
Okay, so no. Okay, so welcome to Legion of Creators, episode 34. Today we'll be talking about New York Comic Con news and DCU theories. So McKenna, how it's been a while since we chatted. How was your week?
My week has been good. No, anything to report really, but I'm excited to talk about all the new things that has been shown to us at Comic Con.
Is there anything you want to start with New York Comic Con? Is there any specific topic or a brand that got you
I suppose
pretty excited?
I suppose I'm really excited for X-Men 97 season 2. I think that's my most anticipated Marvel project right now compared to everything else. I thought the trailer was fun. We see Polaris. We see they don't show anything new with Apocalypse yet, but but they replayed his ending scene of season 1 though,
Yep,
which means
yep.
look at the it's hinting at Gambit being the I can't remember exactly what it's called, but like the Horseman of Death.
The fourth horseman, yeah. All the
Yeah, the fourth.
characters.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I heard that there's reports of the one thing that I'm a little cautious about is that I heard reports of how, despite how they kind of, I feel like they already ended it in season 1. Apparently, there's going to be more romance between Magneto and Rogue. And while I do think it's important because it does play a major role in season 1, I feel like it doesn't make sense for her to go back to him since season 1 she rejected him at the end when they had the whole little dance party in Genosha before it got destroyed. So I think I'm just a little nervous that they might be pushing the love triangle thing a little too hard between her and Gambit and Magneto, but I think it will be okay in the end. I'm not too nervous about it. I'm just
Yeah, it should be fine.
I also don't even know if that report is entirely true, so it's, like take it with a grain of salt, it's whatever, but I am excited
People love
because
to. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, they love to, just spread things, but I'm excited because it's like hand-drawn animation, especially since, unfortunately, What If and Marvel Zombies was kind of a flop. It's going to be refreshing to see better animated projects under the Marvel name. So, yeah, I'm overall excited for X-Men 97. And Star Wars
Well, I know
Vision.
you're my resident. Yeah, I know you're my resident. Like, you seem to be the most excited about animated projects, which I think is pretty cool. I kind of like clumped all the big Marvel news together because I noticed, and I wonder if there's a reason for this, but I felt like Marvel really popped off at this event compared to the other studios. They showed things, but for some reason, despite they didn't want to be at San Diego Comic Con and everything, it's weird to me that they chose now to. Yeah, we're gonna get to that next. Chris, welcome in. I think it's crazy that Marvel popped off so heavily, considering they didn't do much at San Diego Comic Con. But before I talked about my side of the Marvel thing, so we are getting the Batman animated Nightfall animated movie series. We're gonna get part 1 through 4, which I think is pretty cool. It's a great storyline. If you guys haven't checked it out, read the comics. Good stuff with Azrael. Good stuff with Dick Grayson. Really good emotional story. and it really shows the ruthless menace that Bane is. So, yeah, I definitely think that you guys should check it out. I think that when it comes to animated DC, and I know 97 is like Marvel's pinnacle animated thing, I still think as for Marvel, 97 is incredible.
Right.
But I still think as much as I love 97, I don't think anything animated that Marvel has can hold a candle to anything animated that DC has.
Oh yeah, for sure. DC has always been the number one when it comes to their animated projects, for sure.
Like for Marvel, I think because I love the X-Men, I think 97 is great. But because DC's world is so vast, I just don't know if you could even compare their animated styles because DC.
I think what DC has over Marvel animation is that Marvel has had great animated shows. It's just that unfortunately their really good shows get like canceled so fast. And I just don't think that DC
you look at what happened with Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Got replaced with freaking Assemble, and I can't stand Assemble. I don't know why people like Assemble. I mean,
it has some good stuff. Yeah.
It has some good moments, but I think the animation was just very weird.
You just didn't like it, yeah, that's fair. But
I just grew accustomed to. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
It was with your comment about how Marvel popped off with showing so much stuff in New York Comic Con this time. I think they did that on purpose because you said they didn't show anything for San Diego, right?
Yeah.
So I think they did that because, Peacemaker was going on. Everyone was hyped about DC and everything else. So I think they were just saving it for the right moment.
To be fair, when we did, one thing I will be did get me a little nervous, and I wonder what the reason for this was. I really did think, because it was TV focused at New York Comic Con, I really did think that DC would do something more than the Nightfall announcement. Like, the Nightfall announcement is cool, but because Peacemaker just came out, and everybody, despite the finale, everybody's talking about Checkmate and Salvation. If I was, and I know James Gunn, there's been this rule with James Gunn where James Gunn doesn't really, it's crazy, but in terms of going conventions, James Gunn doesn't really like Comic-Con, which is weird. Right. Like when it comes to like showing things and getting fans excited, he likes that event they do in Brazil where they did, I think it's CP something in Brazil that they did Superman, and that's where we got all that big Superman news when Superman was coming out. He loves that con for some reason, but he's not a big Comic-Con fan. I'm not sure what it is.
I don't really blame him. I mean, Comic-Con is great, but sometimes it is just like, I don't even know how to describe it.
What I think that DC should do moving forward, like, it's great that everyone wants to do the press for New York Comic Con. I get it was more of a COVID thing. I think they should just have DC fandom every year. Like, I think DC should just get an individual. There's so much.
Well, here's the thing.
There's so much hype. Yeah.
The thing is like the reason why Marvel, popped off this time is because they have so much stuff that they're going to do. Same thing with DC, but Marvel's been going at it for, much longer than the DCU has. So the MCU can be like X-Men 97, Daredevil season 2, Doomsday. But I think with DCU, as much as we're excited to see all those new projects, and we're getting them. We're gonna get, Batman, Brave and the Bold, and Green Arrow, and Wonder Woman, and then Supergirl's coming up next. But I also think if we were to rush all the announcements with everything, like DCU, what I think they're doing is smart is that they're slowing down. They're slowing down with announcing things. Because if James Gunn were to announce every single thing, I think it would be a problem then.
I don't think we announce every single thing, but I think right now where we're at in the DCU, I think that a good play for them to do. I moved to the kitchen for better lighting because I noticed it's way brighter in here.
Okay.
But so, like, as much as I like being around my Funko Pops, but the thing I noticed is the fact that I just feel. Oh, welcome, Melissa. I just feel that DC fandom, when they did DC fandom the first time, it was COVID, and there was a lot of weird things happening, and we weren't even in the full-on DCU yet. We were still kind of doing the Remnant. But if you look at the hype around, like, we got Creature Commandos, we got Superman, hey Jake, we got Peacemaker now. Now is the time, even if it's small things. I think just James Gunn and Peter Safran coming out, and you don't have to, I'm not saying like go do trailers, go crazy, right? But I think back like when I was at San Diego Comic-Con, there were shows that just creatives would just come up and talk and share news. And,
right, get that.
And I think that it would be cool with the state that we're at with DC. I think just getting James Gunn and Peter Safran in a room and just us being able to ask questions where it's not in a Twitter space and it's, who's K? Is this our other friend? Is it K?
Down with the clown.
Oh,
down.
Hey, Chosen. I like your new picture. But like, I just feel like it wouldn't. Marvel always gets to go to, because Marvel wants to be so mainstream. They get to do Comic-Con. That's fine. They love Hall H. That's cool. Marvel has its fan base, despite we have issues on certain things. That's great. But DC, what I liked about DC fandom was that was something just for them, and for them to constantly have something that was, and maybe it's not every year, but maybe like every couple of years. So like, they didn't go that crazy at San Diego Comic-Con, just Peacemaker. 2026 is going to be a big year for DC. So maybe like at the end of 2025, in like, let's think, December, we'll say, little Christmas gift, right? They were to do a convention where they bring out, because I know they're done filming it already. So maybe you bring out, you have one panel, just one big panel, not a bunch of stuff going on, but one big event, right? And the event is, this is the DCU so far. And you bring out Frank Grillo, you bring out John Cena, and you bring out Aaron Pierre, Kyle Chandler, the guy that's playing. You couldn't really do a lot of stuff with Clayface. I know they're filming that still. But you could bring out Millie Alcock, you could bring out Jason Momoa, and just kind of keep that energy alive.
Right, I get
people
that.
Like engrossed in, like, I just think that'd be fun. I think that'd be, you don't have to show footage, you don't have to but just let them talk. Let them share their excitement, because we're in a new IP basically right now that, like, DC has existed before. It feels like new life is being breathed into it. And I think it would be really cool to see that represented by people that are making the craft. Like, as much as I love James Gunn, one of my gripes with DC right now, and I still love DC, don't get me wrong, but one of my nitpicks I have is I need to hear more from Peter. I really am disappointed that I know everyone knows James Gunn because of Guardians and stuff, but I really want to see some interviews with Peter, because they said these two were a team. And every single time there's a new DC thing, I see, hey, James Gunn's on Twitter. James Gunn's doing a podcast.
But maybe Peter doesn't feel like or isn't ready to do those stuff that James Gunn is doing.
I mean, it's possible that, I do know that he gave one of the best answers. Peter's job is doing the writing side. James Gunn is that makes sense. The creative head. I agree with that, Nation. I just think that even because he is the writing side of things, he is a film writer, and a lot of people don't know this. I recently found out that he's actually a filmmaker. So I'd like to see him just say a little bit more stuff. Maybe he doesn't need to always appear, but sometimes just to have his presence be felt would be cool. Because he said
sure.
He said
for like
really
maybe
cool,
one little podcast that James always does. That would be cool.
Because he said one thing about the Brave and the Bold that nobody else has said yet that got me super hyped about how he said that he's the one that pushed for the Bat family.
Oh, Richard Lester got an interview with Peter and behind the scenes of Superman.
I never saw that. I'm gonna have to look for that.
It's probably on HBO Max, maybe.
I'll look for it. Is it on Max? I'm gonna have to look for that. That makes me intrigued. Because I want to see more. But yeah, I do think DC should get their own little event. I think there should be because this is a rare time right now. Like, look, we're going to talk about it in today's podcast. And we talked about it last night, Chosen can vouch for it. I am pretty happy that for the most part, what Marvel popped off with, oh, you can add him on Rivals Underground. We might play after the show.
Yeah, you can add me. It's okay.
Yeah, but so like, I really do think that as much as we've been negative with Marvel, I do think they really did pop off in a matter of speaking. I'm so hyped about this new collaborative event that I've been doing with Jake and Chosen. It is really working out as like my version of Nerd Theory, and I really like it because we did a long stream last night, and Chosen will tell you we got into the nitty gritty so much so, and it was so great. And I think what's so brilliant about it is the fact that we're seeing. Yeah, he must be on the island again, Chris. I love that we keep referencing him as like Luke Skywalker now.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. That's our new bit. But like they really popped off when you chose. I was going to tell you when we talk about Daredevil thing, we missed something I found out about today.
Oh, really? What is it? What was it, Joe?
I found footage of Karen and Matt training.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it, but of course we forgot to talk about it last night.
We didn't talk about it. I thought that's crazy. So yeah, for me, Kenny, you said your big highlight of New York Comic Con was X-Men '97.
Yeah, for the most part.
For me, it was definitely Daredevil Born Again. I mean, not only did we get the trailer, we got so much information that people haven't even talked about yet. Like Matthew Lillard's character was properly announced. Christian Ritter said some stuff. Brad Winterbond said some stuff about how the Spider-Man team and the Daredevil team are in constant communication on, hey, if you're doing this over here, you need to make sure you remember that we're doing this. And I'm like, oh, are you doing this character? Okay, cool. Let's make sure. Remember, Hell's Kitchen's over here. You're in New York. You're Queens. You're over here.
Right.
Make sure your Prison Break, it affects. I like that there's communication. We talked about with Marvel in the past that we haven't had that coherent communication. So the fact they're taking Spider-Man and Daredevil so seriously and building us for yep, Jessica Jones is back. Oh, I can't wait. Underrun says Luke's in the cage. Yeah, sweet Christmas man when he showed up.
I mean, I saw the Daredevil Born Again trailer, and don't get me wrong, it does hype me up. I think it's gonna be really good. I'm just excited to see how it continues, and like really excited for more Kingpin stuff. I think he is one of the best Marvel villains. He's definitely entertaining.
Yeah. Chris, I was going to talk about this. Me and Ken talked about this earlier. This rumor is not stupid. This is something that existed in the comics. So it sounds like, based on this rumor, Chris, that they might be bringing back another Defenders character. It sounds like we might get Misty Knight from the Netflix shows working with Punisher, which she had done in the comics. So this isn't a dumb rumor. Like, you can have that opinion that you think it's dumb and that they're putting a narrative representation, but this is a character that's existed in the already current MCU as well as the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're doing the Misty Knight character, I have no problem with it. I think it's perfectly fine. I love Misty Knight. I've been craving to see Misty Knight back since Luke Cage. She's a great character.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I understand people have that notion. I don't know why people have the notion. It's not a dumb thing. It's actually a pretty cool thing. Like, the idea of Punisher having a partner in this makes the story more interesting and more exciting. And I think that there's a lot more into that. Like, I think there's a lot of cool ideas.
I
really do think. Oh, lost Chosen.
It's okay. I think the last thing it wasn't at Comic-Con, it was prior, but the last thing, I guess, with under, the Marvel and kind of Disney brand, as much as it's kind of on a rocky, it's not very stable right now, but Star Wars Visions 3 is coming soon, and that's what I'm pretty excited about. I'm still on the fence about Ahsoka Season 2. I know that I've heard good things about it, and I'm sure once I watch it, hopefully it will be better. But again, Star Wars Visions is right now, to me, besides, I'm pretty biased. I love the Jedi games, but besides the Jedi games, Star Wars Visions right now has been my most favorite recent Star Wars project we've gotten in a long time. And I'm excited to see that they're taking some episodes from season 1 and continuing it, like the Samurai Jedi story.
Well, we're gonna spin over to Star Wars for a minute, since I was the original Star Wars content creator. After I answer these questions real quick, I'm gonna touch on the Ahsoka thing for you, because I think I can actually get you hyped for Ahsoka. Because I know
it's
some
you know the thing is like don't like I know what I've heard, like we've talked about Ahsoka season 2 before, and the things that you've said do interest me. Like I'm down, and I guess season 1 again I'm being more optimistic. I do think maybe season 2 is more entertaining. I'll love it, but Ahsoka before Cal Kestis, Ahsoka is was my favorite Star Wars character ever. Now she's number 2,
I think they'll restore her to her former glory.
Mm.
Because I actually believe, as crazy as this is, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, I trust Filoni more than I trust Feige. I think with Filoni back in charge, I think Filoni is going to restore the balance of sorts.
Mm.
Where
Yeah, I just hope they write Ahsoka's personality better in season 2. That's all I ask.
Yes. Okay, so we're talking on these things real quick, and I'll explain that more in a second. So just get to the back and talk about that. Yeah, I'm hearing it's Misty, Chris. I think that'll be cool. Okay, Chosen, I see that you said you had to leave for a minute. Yeah, we haven't seen Misty since Luke Cage or Defenders. Then Chosen just spams Ahsoka, Phelan. Chris says, I'm not going to hype myself up for Disney Star Wars. I get it.
That's
I'm not
fair,
trying to
yeah.
get hyped up either, but I
think there's nothing wrong. I think with Disney Star Wars, right? However, like I'm on the side of like I do agree that Disney as a company is hurting the Star Wars brand, but I also think there's nothing wrong with getting even a little excited or having a little hope with some projects. Because I mean, look at Andor. Now I haven't finished Andor, but like that's been the most praised Star Wars project that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so I found out some more information. I know I said about the Acolyte stuff. I found out some stuff about the Acolyte stuff where the truth is not being told 100% that we need to know. And I understand that, Chris, that you lost hope. The truth, and what I mean the truth is not being told, is they started this narrative that Dave helped with the witches and the Acolyte, but what you guys don't know is Dave actually, as alpha as the Acolyte is, the Acolyte was going to be much worse than we already had it. And I know that's crazy because the Acolyte was already pretty bad, right? Mm-hmm. But they were going to tarnish more of the Star Wars legacy, and Filoni's the only one that saved it.
I do agree. Like, I do think it's totally fair to like have lost hope and like you're just like you're not loving the recent Star Wars projects. That's totally fair. But I think there's nothing wrong with still being a fan and still.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be optimistic because I think that they can still do some good stuff. I will say this: while the stuff I hear about Ahsoka is excited, I'll say this: as much as I have nice things to say about Filoni for a little bit, saved it. Dave should have had balls and said this isn't Star Wars. Here's the thing, though, that you need to remember, Chris.
He could have gotten fired, or I don't know.
Yes, he would lose his job. He would lose his job in the contract. He's trying from the inside. What people don't understand, I believe that even though it's being hidden, and Dave is such a nice stand-up guy from what I've heard people meet him in cons and stuff, I believe that Dave has been speaking out of certain Star Wars things, but doing it privately. I believe he's been texting George Lucas. I believe he's been going about things in a different approach. And I believe him and Sam Witwer, as much as I have nice things to say about Ahsoka Season 2, the only Star Wars, Dave and John need to be in charge of Lucasfilm. I agree. And I've said that before. They're fighting the good fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of animated Star Wars, not just Star Wars Visions, but there's going to be an animated Darth Maul show. That looks actually pretty good. There's been leaked trailers.
I was going to get to that in a minute, yes. So my other thing is, while I did have positive things, I'll say this. The thing that's actually holding me together is, even though I do have positive things to say about Ahsoka, if I had to pick a Star Wars thing that's not because I know a lot of people are hyped about a lot of Star Wars fan films right now because they don't trust Disney Star Wars. The only Disney Star Wars project that I really believe in is this mall show. And the reason I believe in it is not because of Dave Filoni's involved in it, it's because of Sam Witwer's involvement with it. And like you said, people criticize Star Wars for its live action stuff, but if you look at their animated stuff, I have issues with what's that show?
Tales of the Underworld, or
No, Underworld's fine. There's some issues I have, but I have more issues with what was the one that came out before it? The Empire. Yeah, the Empire one I have issues with because the build up to Barris just was bad.
Yeah, the Barris episode wasn't great.
It was disappointing. It was disappointing. I want to see some good stuff with her, and I think that was
as much as it will be very interesting how Mando and Grogu and the Ryan Gosling Starfighter movie will be. I do think right now they'll have to play it safe just a little bit, but right now I really think Star Wars, what it has going for them, despite that there always be hit or misses and not every project will be perfect, but I think what Star Wars needs to focus right now is that they need to take a break from movies and really focus on their animation and their video games. I think that's where their best projects come from those certain medias as of right now. Obviously, I'm not saying don't abandon live action films. We still need those, and I would still love to have those Star Wars movies. But I think they just need to take a break and regroup and come back later, and then they can have a better story.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. Melissa said an interesting point about Daredevil. Let me answer this real quick. And then we'll jump back to this. I like this topic. Do you think Daredevil Born Again Season 2 will be an all-out bloodbath with Kingpin basically soaking it? Oh, 100%. I mean, it actually seems like they're doing one of my favorite comic book stories. Actually, pretty accurate considering the MCU doesn't like to adapt things like from the comics pretty properly, and they like to just kind of do their own thing. I feel like Born Again is actually doing a really good job of staying pretty faithful to the comic book story. Like, I really like what they're doing. If it was me, I'd take a break and do Old Republic, Game of Thrones type show. I mean, if they did that, it would go crazy.
Yeah, it would be cool.
It would go absolutely crazy if you got the right people involved. The Game of Thrones guys are a good move. I personally, you say Game of Thrones type show. See, I was gonna say if you want the Game of Thrones writers, I'd be like, no, not that, no, thank you, not after that last season. But, but the style of Game of Thrones, yes, I do think. Oh, speaking of which, that's something we can talk about as well on here. Is we got an announcement during New York Comic Con about that Game of Thrones spin-off show.
Oh, there's gonna be. I did not see that. I missed
There's another
that.
spin-off thing. Yeah. Anyone Can Die. It's set 100 years before Episode 1. Yeah, that would make it interesting because it would be like there'd be stakes. I like that idea. I mean, I love the Old Republic era because if you've ever seen the cinematic, I won't play it here because I don't want to get copyrighted. But the cinematic of the Old Republic games, if we got a movie or a show about that, one of the things I love about that time period of Star Wars, and I know that everyone, like we talked about this once before, kind of Star Wars has got things for everyone that everyone loves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got a different reason for being into Star Wars. I'm
Yeah.
100% the guy that you can give me cool lightsaber fights and, crazy Force lore, and I'm going to be the guy that's going to go crazy on that.
Yeah.
And so much so that if I could live in a Star Wars time period, I would want to live in the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Because there was 100 Jedi and 100 Sith doing Lord of the Rings level battle. If I ever get big enough to have a huge enough budget to make and get really good at editing and animation and stuff, I'm going to make, I don't care if I don't make any money back on it, I'm going to make an Old Republic series. Because I need to see that Riven, Darth Malgus just at their prime level. Like, Because in there, if you watch the cinematics kind of about that thing, there was Jedi, Sith, and bounty hunters fighting one another in there. And in the fights, Riven's doing like martial arts kicks while throwing lightsabers into people, dual wielding like Ahsoka but crazier, and just like it's insane. Like Old Republic goes hard. If there was ever a way to save Star Wars, if I ever make it underground, it would take me a long time, and I'm gonna need a massive budget, and then I'm gonna need a lot of actors. So that's gonna be like when I hit it big on YouTube. That's gonna be like a future project. It's a hope. It's a dream of mine. I would have had Riven come into season 2, build his character up. That would be great. Then have a Jedi have a Vision of Vader mask and breathing for the tease of the original trilogy. That would be cool, Chris. I like that. Yeah, I think with Star Wars, I think you are right, Kenna. They do need to play it safe for a little bit. And I know people are going to hate this, but I kind of don't mind that the reports of Ahsoka are kind of sounding like Star Wars wants to go back to the things that we love about Star Wars.
What I'm about to say is gonna contradict, but I think Star Wars needs to play it safe, but they also need to take better risks, because when they do take a risk, it doesn't work, or the risk isn't even a risk at all. I think when it comes to the rules of the lore in Star Wars, I don't want to get too deep into it, but the rules of the lore of Star Wars, I think there's some rules that we should keep to have it be structured, of course.
Yep.
But I also think there needs to be a change, and there needs to be some rules to be broken for Star Wars to evolve as a media. I feel like when it comes to projects set in the future. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's a good point. I'm still wondering where Luke is.
He's getting green milk. I don't know.
This is the latest he's ever been.
It's okay. I don't know.
Is he too busy doing his streams still for October, you think?
Maybe.
I haven't checked. Forgot?
No, I don't think he forget.
Because he said something about Legions, and then...
No, I don't think he forgot. I think he's just busy. That's all.
That makes sense. Being busy can happen. Yeah, I think
Luke should have been bitter in The Last Jedi. Snoke should have killed Mara. The biggest mistake of Last Jedi is how they even did the origin story of Luke and Ben Solo's relationship. Because what do you mean you have Luke in the original trilogy who forgave Darth Vader in the end when he was dying because that's his dad? And then all of a sudden in the sequel trilogies, you have Luke trying to kill a 12-year-old young Ben Solo because he had a nightmare about him. That's so out of Luke's character. It should have been he should have been more more kind to Ben, or maybe more really pushing the training to make sure that he doesn't fall into the dark side. Put more effort in.
My problem is that their explanation for Luke's exile basically is that he saw too much because it's Han Solo's kid, because Leia, there's the Skywalker blood run within him. He was scared of grooming another Vader. And that to me doesn't work, because Luke was able to redeem Vader, so Luke could have been able to subdue the darkness within Ben. So I don't understand. So I don't understand why his biggest fear is that he's going to be like my father. And
I also think having Kylo Ren be the villain in the first place was a mistake. I don't think, or he shouldn't have been the son of Han and Leia. If we were Kylo Ren by himself is a cool villain on paper, but then you have him connected to all these other characters, and it's just what makes ruins him.
Well, the problem with Disney Star Wars is Disney Star Wars just wants... Kathleen will never admit it, but she thought that she could appeal to fans of the books, the people who love the EU, and just change the names of characters. They're going to be like this character from the book, but they're nothing alike. If you look at Jason Solo and Kylo Ren, they're very different characters.
Yeah, they're very different.
Because Jason is Ben is conflicted. Jason don't give a fuck. He's gonna kill everybody.
Or to be honest, since she made a cameo in the movie, they should have just had Carrie Fisher's real daughter play the daughter of Han and Leia, and have her be the main character. Maybe that would have been better.
Star Wars Theory had an amazing video about this, and I agree with this take. Snoke should have been the main villain. Will be an immortal vampire or something. He got awoken when Order 66 happened, having all the Force life. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that would have been a great way to go, because it seemed like I heard something like after the Battle of Yavin, it seemed like Snoke got awoken after Endor, and it seemed like that was Snoke. He's just been thriving for power. And it would be different from Palpatine, because one of the things that made Snoke and Palpatine different that I think would be great is that we know Palpatine to be pure evil, but Palpatine only cares about himself, and so then his vision would have definitely been still struggling, because his vision would be only on his focus. Where I think that
Snoke was a disappointment.
Snoke would have been a proper. You have an amazing actor like Andy Serkis. You could have done something really special with Snoke.
What was so amazing, I think, what was so interesting about Snoke during Force Awakens is like we had no clue who he was really. He had this great mystery about him, and then once we eventually got to him, he dies, and he's like, "Oh, he was just a Palpatine clone."
I hate the Palpatine clone thing.
Was and it's just like there's no what's it called? Like it was no satisfying reveal or answer to what we were all questioning. Like it was just so boring of a writing decision.
Literally being a YouTuber in the year of Force Awakens was one of the best prime times ever, because everybody's Snoke theories on purpose and on paper sounded way better than anything they had planned for stuff.
Right? Yeah, people were coming out with so many ideas.
Like, I still really I know that people are doing this new Force Vampire thing, which makes me think of that Buzz Lightyear show. You remember that Buzz Lightyear animated series? And they had the vampire in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think people are coming up with this Snoke thing from. Is that whole immortal vampire thing. That's an interesting concept and would have been truly different. I personally, and I've stood by this, and I still think this makes sense, considering they were linked. My headcanon still is, because even though we want to move away from the old storylines, the cool thing about the sequels is if Lucas had been still involved with these sequels, I think Lucas would have wanted to push the narrative. Oh yeah, I remember in 2015 that Rey's staff was related to Darth Plagueis, theory-wise. That was interesting, yeah. I really do think that with a character like Snoke, I know that you guys have the whole Force Vampire thing, but with how massive size Snoke was, one of the reasons why I think Snoke would have been a much more digestible villain than like what they do with Kylo Ren is I'm kind of annoyed looking back at Force Awakens that the original trilogy, Vader's this amazing villain being this masked character. And then in the prequels, even though we had multiple villains in the prequels, our main villain starting in the prequels was Maul, and he had more just with an alien that was really cool. And then we built up to Vader, right?
Right.
But Vader, we get this whole trilogy of him becoming this masked person we see in the original trilogy. Then we go back to this sequels, this new era of stuff, and we see just another masked villain. What I like about Snoke is you can do a mystery about the character, but they don't need to hide their face. And instead of bringing Palpatine back, I really wanted, because I'm a big fan of the book, I know everyone has their idea of how it would have done, and I know people, especially with the Acolyte, that people think this is crazy because of how many years ago the Acolyte was. I really like, out of all the Snoke theories, I really love the what if, the crazy, like, what if scenario, crazy, like, one-up fact that, oh, Sidious, you thought you killed me to become the main Sith? but I've been way better and way more powerful than you since the beginning. So, what do you mean 6 through 7? Is that a sports game number?
No, it's
Like
a dumb meme. 6, 7.
so
Sorry.
I like, for me, I wanted Snoke to be Plagueis. I think that was the best move. You have Andy Serkis, you have an incredible alien species, and you saw how massive this guy was. And you know his my favorite theory was, you know the gemstone he had on his ring?
Right? Yeah, I remember.
Do you know the black crystal? So I had a theory for a long time that, because one Christmas I got Snoke as a figure in the Black Series line, and I love that. I love that freaking Snoke figure. He had his throne, everything, and they made him like this just giant like monster of a character.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to make a really cool story, you want to make a proper endgame level final battle, Snoke versus Luke would have been way crazier, because Andy Serkis was doing interviews, because Andy Serkis was trying to be a fan like us. He had no idea what was going on with his character. He was trying to collect his paychecks. And
You're right.
so like they literally, like, there's interviews after Force Awakens came out when planning Last Jedi. He's like, I like to think that Snoke would have a really cool lightsaber, and I actually think as crazy as, like, you know, we have the Sith and the dark side, because of Snoke's age and all the connections. I like to think that Snoke would have had the same crystal as the dark saber, but bigger. Because I think that the lightsaber would have existed so long ago that it would predate color. So I always like the idea of, like, it in the timeline, you have a being so ancient and so wise for so long, he would have literally had this lightsaber made so long ago. The mistake was Kylo taking off his mask over to Rey. It would have been better taking it off with Han. Yeah, that's a good take. But they wanted to build that whole Reylo ship, man. They had to build that Reylo shit.
Oh boy.
That would have been good. I like that idea. Snoke should have been a secret apprentice of Plagueis. Yeah, and they do go over in the book that Plagueis, unlike Palpatine, Plagueis did not trust Palpatine. Palpatine had multiple apprentices behind his back, and Palpatine's thing to Maul was, Plagueis was okay with Maul having apprentice. Was okay with Plagueis was okay with Sidious having Maul as an apprentice, because Palpatine didn't believe in anyone. So Palpatine just said, "Oh, he's just a Sith assassin. He's not a real Sith. He's our pawn." And so Plagueis was okay with it, because if you guys don't know, ever since the Darth Bane came out as a Sith, Plagueis was a big believer in the rule of two. I'm the master, you're the apprentice. And he believed that. But Sidious not only had Maul, but people forget this. If you read Dooku Jedi Lost and Master of Apprentice, they explain that Dooku knew of Maul, and that Dooku was involved with Sidious way before even the prequels.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, they explain a lot about how my favorite Star Wars book, if anyone ever asked me, is Dooku Jedi Lost. Because when I was a kid, I used to think Dooku, I love Christopher Lee, but I used to think Dooku was a punch bitch. Because, like, in Attack of the Clones, he's running away from Yoda. He runs away from Anakin, Obi-Wan, after getting Revenge of the Sith. He finally gets his moment where he dies and pleads for his life. I'm like, this dude's a Sith? You gotta be kidding me. And then the more I, you said that, you know, the Jedi games is something everyone loves, and you love Cal Kestis as a character. The thing I think I gravitate towards, the reason I'm so invested in Ahsoka as a show still, is because of the creation of the character of Balon. Because Balon, to me, feels like the next generation Count Dooku. So a lot of people know me, everyone knows me as a Star Wars fan For a long time, my favorite Star Wars character was everyone knows I love Maul, right?
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love getting to meet Maul and everything is amazing with Maul, the other film I want to do, if I ever had a budget for a Star Wars film, a film I would make if I was on I like do on a smaller budget than Old Republic. I think I have the voice and the beard where I could play a pretty good young Dooku. I think I could do it, and I would love to make Jedi Lost
Jedi Lost would be cool.
Because I literally fell in love with that book. And as much as I love Maul, my favorite Star Wars character now I've come to realize, and I noticed this during Battlefront 2, Count Dooku is probably my favorite Star Wars character now. Even more than Anakin, even more than all the characters like Qui-Gon and everyone. I just like Christopher Lee has such a great presence, but then also just if you read that book, like I said, when I was a kid, I thought Dooku was, he's the bad guy. He's a punk bitch. Oh, he's in Lord of the Rings. That's cool. He's in Star Wars. That's cool. But the character I thought was a total loser. You're a Sith. You can shoot lightning out of your hand, but you're afraid of some little green Jedi that was your master.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anakin just guts you. I'm just like, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, at the time.
But now that I'm wiser and I understand, and I don't know if you've read it yet, Ken, because they only go into a little bit of it in the Tales of the Jedi series.
Yeah, I've not read the book yet. No.
But so in the Tales series that Dooku did not agree with anything the Jedi were doing, and that Mace was such a punk bitch. Mace literally went over Dooku's head and just to get a fucking promotion. Like, bro, I want to smack the shit out of Mace. Like Mace was literally like, oh yeah, I followed up with the council. It's like, Dooku's like, you cannot trust the council. The council are corrupted in their politics. And when I asked Yoda for my grand vision of the Force and to study the archives, he would not give me any of my information. He denied me the restricted access when I needed help to discover my sister on Serena. So it's like, so to me, it's like, because in the book they explore the reason that Dooku turns is Dooku leaves the Jedi Order and becomes like Count Dooku, but goes and inhabits his own planet, and he becomes this kind of leader of this planet that we saw in Clone Wars called Sereno. And Sereno actually he ends up discovering he has a sister. And the Jedi won't let him save his sister. And so he goes against them. And Qui-Gon goes on a mission with him, and the Jedi keep trying to stop him from it. And it's annoying. And it's very frustrating for him. And something really bad happens. I think Palpatine purposely set up, but something bad happens to his sister, and Palpatine immediately digs his claws into why the Sith is more appealing than what the Jedi are doing. I think one of the things I really appreciate about Dooku is one of the things, the best character trait he has is we talk about the Sith. We love the Sith being evil. What I love is one of the best things in Star Wars I've come to appreciate over the years. I've always said Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie, but you know what? I've started to appreciate more of the Star Wars movie even more to this day, as much as it's got a lot of problems. There's little moments in Attack of the Clones. It's not a perfect movie, but there's little moments with Dooku in Attack of the Clones that I love. One of my favorite movie moments with him after really discovering my love for Dooku is the moment when Obi-Wan gets captured by the Geonosians, right? And Dooku's having a conversation with him. Because I love that Dooku is like a politician, but like still a Sith. And like the word I use with Dooku that Dooku and Balon share is what I love about those two characters is I love that they created these characters that have serenity. Dooku's not bad or good. There's a Star Wars book called From a Certain Point of View, and they say that quote a lot in Star Wars. I think it is actually Dooku that mentions it, where he says, and Obi-Wan says it too, that good is just a point of view. And what I love is Dooku, just the serenity that Dooku and Balon carry, like their mysterious, their like nature of their belief on what's wrong with the Jedi, but also wrong with the Sith. I just love. Like Balon, I love it how he is questing for power, but even he says he had issues with the Jedi and he didn't believe in the Jedi nor the Sith vision.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I gravitate towards that character and why he saved Ahsoka for me. Because every time he was on screen, I was just immersed in this character. Like, the idea of him being like almost like a Templar knight in armor and like knowledge of the Jedi, and I started crafting these theories like the orange saber, could this be Plo Koon's apprentice? Like it just like there's so many cool stuff they could do with this character. And I honestly really hope after Ahsoka season 2 that we get an animated Balon project.
Mm-hmm.
Because they talk about in Ahsoka season 1 that he was a general during the Clone Wars, but we never saw him in Clone Wars.
Right.
And I want to see that story. Because one of the things I'm excited about these new leaks about season 2 is obviously, yes, the world between worlds, Anakin's super powerful, super cool idea getting a big lightsaber fight between these two titans. But the thing that intrigued me is we learned in season 1, Balon does not like Anakin for some reason. Almost like he literally predicted that Anakin was going to fall. And I've crafted this theory that Anakin and Balon went to the same saber school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Anakin, there's this book that they made when the Obi-Wan show came out called Brotherhood. And Obi-Wan and Anakin in that book is very cocky and thinks he's the best saber duelist in the world as like pre-Attack of the Clones Anakin. And I really think that Balon saw Anakin being this showboaty person, and I think he got pissed. Because I think he just like, this guy's full of himself, like, I don't know what's his big deal. We're all trying to learn. I've gained vast knowledge, and, you know, I think he thought of himself as a philosopher. And I think he thought of himself very intelligent.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, going back to Dooku, the thing I love so much is, like, that conversation, Christopher Lee's acting of Obi-Wan, the way he talks to Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan's like his brother. And there's a new dialogue that came out that AI films are cooking right now. There's an AI cut that's been coming out of like Revenge of new footage from storylines that happened after Revenge of the Sith, where they reveal a conversation between Palpatine and Dooku makes the case that I want Qui-Gon to join the dark side. And Palpatine fights him on it. Because Qui-Gon doesn't agree on the Jedi politics, just like Dooku did. So he's like, well, yeah, no, Qui-Gon will join us but then Dooku's like, but then Palpatine gets mad because Palpatine's like, let's see if I can do the voice. Oh, but he would be your ally, not mine. So that's what he gets mad about. Is he gets mad because like he would not be my ally, young captain. He would be yours, and you could turn against me with all your power and all your might. Yeah, I've kind of been agreeing with my Palpatine for a long time.
Yeah, you've been, yeah.
I've perfected my art of Palpatine. but
as much as we can talk about Star Wars forever, I think it's time to discuss some other things that
yeah. So we were talking about some more stuff in Marvel and then other stuff.
Well, before I hopped on, before this podcast started, I watched the Red Band trailer for Welcome to Derry.
You want to talk about that? Let's talk about it.
So I was a fan of the first film. I mean, I know that It Too wasn't that great, but I still enjoyed it.
I enjoyed both films.
I was a fan of the films. And you know, like when It 1 came out, that was like, it had a big impact for sure on people. And when I first heard of this show, right, I wasn't against it. I had no negative thoughts about it. I was pretty neutral about it for the most part. I saw the first teaser trailer and I said, looks interesting. But now that I watched the Red Band trailer, now I'm a little more intrigued and more interested than I was before. I think it looks pretty good for a TV show. And usually, I said this a long time ago on our horror special podcast episode, I said I typically don't like horror in a TV show format. I prefer horror movies over TV shows, but I do think that this one will become one of those exceptions to me where I think the TV show will be a great format for the story. It can be longer and not rushed, hopefully. I do think from the trailer there seems to be some callbacks to the films, of course, but it looks pretty good, and I think it's great that Bill Skarsgård is back playing as Pennywise again. Because I think that before, when this was announced, everyone was a little bit on edge, I think, about, well, is Bill returning or they're gonna get a new guy? But now we don't need to worry about that.
And my
Yeah.
whole thing is like, as much as I love the It films, I'll be completely honest, as someone who's read the actual novel, I personally feel with both films, because the Losers Club defeats Pennywise so easily, and then he comes back and does a pretty good fight against the Losers Club. I really just feel like if you look at the book, I'm so glad they're making this prequel, because Pennywise, I've seen people debate this on the internet and people have been pretty toxic about it. Pennywise is one of those horror icons that I feel like, even more than like when you think of clown icons that we've had, like Art the Clown, Joker, all these different characters, there's so much story with Pennywise. Like, someone was posting in our Legion's chat about them doing 3 seasons of this show. And I know a lot of people say, oh, they're doing Welcome to Derry. How much story can there really be to tell? I'm glad they're doing 3 seasons. And that they're saying ahead of time that we're not just getting this 1 season. Because if you know anything about Pennywise, this character, to me, I don't care for any of the other regular. Like, I'll talk about how the kids and the trauma and the reactions. I wasn't locked in on this project until they started showing footage of Pennywise. Because what you can do with the TV show that you can't do with the movie is you can build up that tension. I want to see. I'm so intrigued when the movies touched on it, where Pennywise has been around for so many years. Just like we talk about the Martian Manhunter thing being on Earth for so many years, but as a good guy version. I want to see like Pennywise during like the Black Plague, like just constantly all these disappearances throughout history just start happening, and nobody knows what's going on. They're losing their mind, and just like, I'm intrigued by the fact that he's tormented souls. And just like, I want to see when he comes to Earth, how much does he start? Like, was it harder to convince people that he was this demon clown and that he was a friend, or did he take other forms in the past?
My thing is so far of what we know from just based on the trailers is that so far it seems to be still set in the early 1950s of the Derry town. So it will be mostly focused there, but I bet you will get more flashbacks of him being in the 1800s, 1600s, way back in the past. But I do think where it is going to be mostly focused in the 1950s of Derry, though, still.
I just hope that they go into more like, because one of the things I love about the book, and I know the movies didn't really dive into it, I wish the movies really went into the intergalactic side of Pennywise. Because they don't really explore the beef with Pennywise and his mortal enemy, the turtle. And I wish they would have got more.
The book is so, the reason why it's so notable, I suppose, is that it just, because Stephen King, I do think he writes good stories. When he was writing that, he was on some stuff.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff in that book. I'm glad they're never gonna adapt.
The book. So here's the thing: is like, I don't think, unless I'm proven wrong when the show's out, I don't think they're gonna touch on the intergalactic side of Pennywise with him and the turtle, because that was such, it was just messy a little bit, and they did that in the, obviously they did that in the book, and they did that in the 1980 TV miniseries version of it, with Tim Curry. I think there will be definitely nods and little references like how there was in the It movies 2017, but I don't think they're gonna do that again, though. At least not. They're not gonna like faithfully adapt it into the TV show. I definitely think there's just gonna be nods and references to it, because it gets a little too much.
So in this new Red Band trailer, do we get more Pennywise footage?
Yes.
Is there a lot more? Like, because I was kind of worried in the trailer that they first showed him. I was getting kind of nervous because the show they've been focusing on these other characters so much, and like they kind of just do like the ominous, oh, it's a horror project, we're building up mystery. But I think
you know what's also cool about what I saw in the Red Band trailer? Not only is he going obviously after the kids, but there's this clip where like these military guys or like a SWAT team is going into the house, that the abandoned house that he resides in, and goes into the well, and like he tries to like they try to shoot at him in while he's like he looks like an Uncle Sam, like it's gonna like I think we're really gonna see a wide variety of his victims. And
I love that. I love that part. Especially soldiers are a good thing to like show victims of because their trauma. He could really eat at that, and I just
yeah,
love
it'd be
that.
cool to see.
No, I love that. I'm glad you brought up the Welcome to Derry stuff because we're so close to that, and I do agree with someone brought this up in the Legion's chat. I do agree with we should wait. We can talk about individual episode reviews, but I also think that we should do an entire podcast where that's our main thing. We talk about the whole series. So like someone said the idea of like when the season ends, to like the first episode to the finale, like individually we could talk about our thoughts on how we're liking the show and the small bits we're getting. But then when we come together, when the final episode drops, we discuss the whole series or that first season.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we tried to do with the Alien thing.
Alien Earth.
But I just couldn't finish Alien.
Yeah, I know it's not your thing. It's not your style.
But I'm watching Welcome to Derry all the way through. That's happening for sure. I've been getting so angry at Andy Muschietti because they've been taking so long to promote this show, and ever since it was announced, I've been so hyped about it because a lot of people have been like, "Oh, I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want to see anymore. They did a perfect ending of the story." And I'm like, "But it's a prequel, and that's why I want it because it's a prequel. If it was a sequel, I'd say no 100%, but it's a prequel." And the movies laid the groundwork to how intense and how crazy Pennywise is. And that's why I want it. Because also in a show, you can really... Do we know how many episodes Welcome to Derry is?
I do not know yet.
I hope the length... And I'm going to say a hot take right now, and I know people are not going to agree with this, because I know this show has multiple seasons. Are you ready for my hot take?
What?
I'm more hyped for Welcome to Derry than Stranger Things season 5. I said it.
Fair.
I said it.
Fair.
I know shots fired. I know because Jake's in our chat. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'll watch Stranger Things, but Welcome to Derry's got my attention. Like, because Stranger Things is ending, but we might get 3 seasons of this. That's great.
My guess for the episodes for Welcome to Derry is that in a total there's going to be 8, but they're all going to be like an hour long. That's my guess.
He says, all right, I'm out. Damn. Tell us how you really feel, Jake. Tell us how you really feel, huh? How you really feel about that one, Jake. Tell us how you really feel. I see what you're doing.
Yo, Jake, you know what's better than Stranger Things Season 5? Slenderman 2, the movie. That's gonna be more hype.
Jake's been writing that sequel pretty good. I heard his script.
I know. I heard he's cooking. Really he's cooking with Slenderman 2. He's writing the script pretty hard.
I told him I was gonna be first in line to see that sequel. I heard it. They told me it was gonna be peak cinema.
Dude, I heard it's gonna be better than Avengers: Doomsday. They're gonna have all the other horror movie. They're gonna have all the horror movie icons come in to team up with Slenderman. Hold up, what is it? Oh, hell no, he said. It's so funny. I can read it in your voice, Jake. You know how you're like, oh,
hell no, I'm not seeing that in the chat. Did he say that in the chat? I'm not seeing that.
Did. No, you see it?
No, I see that. Oh, hell no.
Oh,
my God, that's so funny. Come on, bro. But Jake.
Jake, you need to make a YouTube video about this. Jake, you need to make a YouTube video about this. Stranger Things Season 5 theory, all right? The person who's been controlling the Mind Flayer and Vecna and all the Demogorgons has been Slenderman this entire time. Slenderman's in the Upside Down.
And Slenderman is now played by Pauly Shore. But Jake... I'm
Oh,
Slenderman. You're gonna make my sequel.
oh
Come on.
no. Dude,
I
you
love
know
Pauly Shore.
we get a Slenderman 2 before you get a Shang-Chi 2.
That makes me sad. That makes me
I
sad, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
But it's all good fun. No, but yeah, no, in all seriousness, yeah, I'm pretty hyped for Welcome to Derry. I'll have to watch that trailer later because you talking about it makes me pretty hyped.
Yeah, it's good. Wow, I know
Good
you
for
guys
Bill
are
getting.
messing with me. Yeah. No, Jake, we're being dead serious. It will get you'll get like
Wow, I know you guys are
thousands
messing with me.
you'll get thousands of subscribers, my guy, if you make that theory video.
Ten-
I promise. Next
10 million
episode on your Stranger
subscribers.
Things
Let's go.
podcast. Slenderman, he's coming.
Jake, isn't Black Phone 2 coming out pretty soon?
Oh yes, it is. I'm very excited for that. I hope that's really good.
I saw reviews were starting to come out. I hope it's good. I'm curious
reviews
to
are
see how they
coming in?
approach that sequel because, yeah, I heard reviews were coming in. One of the things that's really interesting is the concept of the main character being killed. This week? Really?
Oh, you mean like the ghost of the villain, but he's coming back as the ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah, it'll
are
be
kind of
interesting how
iffy on
they.
that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they do that. I do agree. It will be interesting.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy. It
I'm
comes
not
out
worried
this week,
about it.
Jake. It should be good. I like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I like Ethan Hawke too.
The first movie really did stand out to me. I really did like that first movie.
Oh, it comes out this week? Okay.
That's good, man. Yeah, I gotta see Tron first, but I definitely gotta check that one out.
There's a lot of movies. I still gotta see the Long Walk.
Yeah, we want to see Long Walk. That might have to be the next one we go see. Because I know you, me, and Dad all are interested in Long Walk. I want to see Roofman too, because I love Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie looks great. And I loved one thing that we haven't talked about a lot on here. I'm glad that 2025 has brought back comedies again.
Oh yeah.
When you get the chance, you gotta watch. I think it might be on Max now, but you gotta watch Naked Gun because I was blown away by the effect that comedy still has in the world. Oh, no worries, Saw fan. Like, people forget because we have Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore 2, yawn, mediocre, don't need to worry about it. But like real comedy. Although incidentally, I do have an announcement to make that you guys don't know about that I haven't told T about yet.
What?
I actually got tickets to see an Adam Sandler. I won tickets to see him live pretty soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard Tron is doing bad in the box office. Yeah, I heard. Oh, Chris Stuckman's new horror movie is coming out next week, I think. Oh, we should do a watch party for that. I'm curious about that movie. That looks fun. Wait, Richard season 4? Do we get information about it? I know we're getting it, but what update has there been about it? I know Alan said that they're doing his favorite book now because the Reacher books, they've been adapting the books into the show. I thought season 3 was peak. Like season 2 had moments like I liked that the villain was Peacemaker's dad. I thought that was funny. That it was what's the guy? Patrick. I can't even think it was his last name, but the actor. But the story lost me a little bit. But then season 3, none yet. I'm just saying because I'm hyped for it. Oh, bro, it's gonna be so good. You think it's coming to theaters, but you're not sure? Oh, for the Chris Stuckman movie? Yeah, that'll be interesting. No, I'm curious about Reacher season 4 because they had such great villains in season 3, and I wonder how they're gonna up it now. Because I love the villain. Funny, I made the Pauly Shore reference because the villain in Reacher, his name is just called Pauly, and Pauly was great. It was just great that they went for the. It's called Shelby Oaks, Chris. Yeah, I remember that about his new movie. It's cool that YouTubers are making movies. I think that's so cool.
It is cool. It's cool to see fan films for sure.
There's some cool ones out there. I think this Star Wars, like, to be honest, as much as I'm excited for Ahsoka and Maul, with the amount of money he's putting into it and how the love for the fans, I really do think out of all Star Wars projects, I know for you would be Star Wars Visions. I think the fact that Star Wars Theory is he was able to convince Nick Gillard to even break all the Lucasfilm contracts and come and work for him to work on these Star Wars films, these Vader movies. Like Sammy React says, I need this Vader movie more than air. Like the presence, the preference of Vader versus Mace on paper just has me intrigued. And obviously, he couldn't get Samuel Jackson, but I heard he got a really incredible voice actor from there. Still, Theory says that we'll get a trailer for this Vader fan film in maybe December, he said. But he's been working on this for years because he had one team working on it and they didn't get his vision. So then they fired. So they had to fire the whole team and start over. What's really cool about Star Wars Theory, I don't know if you watch a lot of his stuff, but this dude not only as a creator is great, but he his saber company. I gotta buy sabers for that company because that company is incredible.
Oh yeah, I know that he makes sabers. Yeah,
like his durability test on the sabers was taking his truck and running it over with his truck, and it survived.
Wow, that's some durability.
Yep, Chris Stuckman went from critic to filmmaker. Yeah, man, it's not as crazy as a leap as you think. So did you hear? Oh, another thing we got to talk about with New York Comic Con, we got 5 Nights at Freddy news.
Oh yeah, Megan Fox's Toy Chica and Matt Pat, aka Game Theory, is voicing Toy Bonnie as well. I am a big FNAF fan. I am definitely not super in depth as I was before, but it was my thing when I was younger. Like I was obsessed. I was really into it, and then I got out of it, and then when the movies were coming back, then I got super into it again. I think it's very, when I saw Megan Fox as Toy Chica, I thought it was fake because I'm like, that's a crazy casting, but nope, it's real, and I just think it's really funny and exciting, and I think the FNAF movies are really movies that are there for good fun, kind of scary, depending on who you are. Like I don't think they're the scariest movies, but they're fun.
I'm just mad that we didn't get Markiplier in the sequel. I want Markiplier.
Well, Markiplier is busy. So here's the thing. As much as it was kind of sad to know that Markiplier didn't make it to the first movie because of scheduling reasons, he would have been the security guard who died in the first scene. So I think it was best because if you had Markiplier playing a dude who dies right away, I feel like that would just take away everything.
Just make him a big character, make him a big part of the story.
Right. And yeah, I get that. And that was the thing for for the second movie. I was thinking, oh, maybe Markiplier could make another cameo, or he could be a fun little main character. But the reason why he's not able to do the FNAF movies is because he's working on his own movie based on another horror game called Iron Lung, and he's been working on that. So he's been working on that, and I also think he recently finally got married to his longtime girlfriend of literally 10, 20 years that they've been together. So awesome. he's been busy. So as much as it is cool, it would have been cool to have him in the FNAF movies, especially he's one of the when you think of a FNAF YouTuber, you think of Markiplier, but that doesn't mean that he can't be in the third or fourth FNAF movies, because I think we're definitely going to get a lot of FNAF movies moving forward. You know what? I would rather have 7. I would rather have 7 FNAF movies over 7 Avatar movies any day.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope that because we're getting Matt Pat in this one. Hopefully, we just get to see a lot of different cool YouTubers.
Well, Matt Pat was in the first one as a cameo, actually.
But you think it'll be a bigger role this time?
Well, yeah, he's playing Toy Bonnie.
Yeah.
He's one of the animatronics. So what you need to know about what you need to know about FNAF is that the movies are not so accurate to the games or the books of the FNAF, but they are like cherry picking things. And basically, the premise of FNAF 2 is that why they're so it's like Freddy Fazbear, Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Now FNAF 2, they get new animatronics, more polished, more better in technology, so that's why they're called Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, because they're the newer versions. So I think that will definitely be a play in the story of the movie.
I'm just glad that my goat is back in this one.
Oh.
Matthew Lillard is still in this one.
Oh yeah, Matthew Lillard. Oh yeah, he always comes back. That's the thing about the character he's playing, William Afton.
My goat, man. My goat. Like, I want to rewatch those this October, which this month. I want to rewatch those James Gunn's Shaggy, those Scooby Doo movies.
Oh, the Scooby Doo movies, of course.
Yeah. Oh, really underground. I'm thinking of playing Spider-Man 1 remastered on PS5. Have you played it? What do you think of the game? The game's great. Now, the remaster, the really hard thing about it is the facial technology. It takes some getting used to. Peter looks really weird in the new tech. And MJ looks weird too. But the games are good quality. Let me answer these questions real quick. Have you seen Megan 2? No, I need to watch it still. I heard it went to Max now, so I can check it out. Do you think Norman Reedus will be in James Gunn's DCU? Well, we talked about Norman Reedus last night on the podcast. I actually think Norman Reedus will join the MCU. But I don't know. There is a strong possibility he was in Ballerina with Keanu Reeves and John Wick. So if Keanu Reeves goes back to DC, do some Constantine work or whatever, Norman Reedus could probably do something in DC. But I don't know. I just think it's a no-brainer for him to play Ghost Rider in the MCU. I just feel that's the direction we're headed. And I really hope it is, because if we get Ryan Gosling in both Marvel and Star Wars, I'm going to vomit. Because
oh my gosh.
we just don't need him in both. I just, he could be another character in others, but I don't want him playing in this new Star Wars movie. He's getting a big character. I don't need him to play a big character like Ghost Rider if he's going to be a big part of Star Wars.
I understand.
And to be fair, when you look at Ghost Rider candidates, I don't look at Ryan Gosling and go, "Oh yeah, that's Ghost Rider."
Yeah.
But I do with Norman Reedus.
Oh, for
Norman
sure.
Reedus is great. And the same with Keanu Reeves. I'm still down for Keanu Reeves playing Ghost Rider if it ever happens. The man loves motorcycles. Dale Dixon is great. Yeah, I got to get back on my Walking Dead binge, man.
Melissa asks, what movie and TV series are you looking forward to seeing the most? I would say TV show. Really, it's two. I would really say, well, actually, maybe it's three. 3 TV shows I'm looking forward is X-Men 97 Season 2, Star Wars Visions 3, and then Welcome to Derry. Movie, I might have to think on the movies. FNAF 2, of course, really. I'm excited to see the second FNAF movie.
Is that coming out next year?
I don't remember the date. I'll have to look it up.
TV shows, Lanterns.
Oh yeah, Lanterns.
Lanterns, Born Again Season 2, and yeah, 97 and Welcome to Derry probably would be my order. Oh, December it comes out for Five Nights at Freddy?
Nice.
Yeah, Ahsoka Season 2 is on that list too, Underground for sure. Movie-wise, if we're factoring this year and next year, since this year's pretty much already over, I can't think of anything in the next couple of months. Well, actually, yes, I can. So I think it comes out in November. I can't wait for Running Man with Glenn Powell. That was like a great movie. I can't wait Of course, next year for Mortal Kombat 2, Supergirl, Clayface. Those are my movies that I'm really, really stoked for.
Oh my god, Clayface. See, it's hard to answer these questions of like, oh, what are you most excited for, TV show and movies? Because my mind goes blank. I'm like, there's so many stuff.
And then Spider-Man Brand New Days got my attention. That looks good. Yeah, I think there's a lot I'm looking forward to. Scream 7, I'm only seeing that movie for Stu Macher. If they didn't bring my goat in there, I wouldn't watch it. I'm not there for Sydney. I'm there for my goat.
Yeah,
and if my
I'll definitely watch Scream 7, but I'm not excited.
If my goat is not OG Ghostface in this movie, then they should just cancel the movie now. Because you only bring Matthew Lillard back for one reason. Do you think he'll come back as Ghostface in this new movie?
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah,
Why else
maybe.
bring him in? Why else would you bring him in? What would you have him do?
Oh, dude, I wouldn't even if he wasn't gonna be Ghostface, I wouldn't even want him to be in it. I also think he might not be.
So he better be Ghostface. Because like, why else do it?
Yeah, he better be Ghostface. Is it confirmed that Matthew Lillard's coming back for Scream 7?
Yep.
I know that
it was a big announcement.
Okay. Oh, okay, then.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's got to be Ghostface.
I just think they're doing it because of freaking when they brought back Sydney. It just feels like, hey, how many other people in this franchise they kind of doing the Star Wars thing of like OG actors? We got Gale in here already. We got Sydney. Sydney's the main character now because we got rid of our younger cast. How many other original characters can we bring back?
Right, yeah.
It feels like it's that move. That's why I'm really nervous about this movie because I'm like, no, it just feels like nostalgia bait. It just makes me sad.
It is, but they also at the same time they have no other choice. They have to do it.
Dude, Matthew Lillard's got an incredible year. He's gonna be in NF. He's got Born Again Season 2, and he's got Scream 7.
I know,
and there's talks about Matthew Lillard wanted to get in on the DCU.
Oh, isn't he gonna be Mr. Fear in Daredevil?
That's what a lot of people think. Right now he's Mr. Charles, but it'd be cool if they turn him into Mr. Fear. I think it would be awesome. Because if you're gonna get Matthew Lillard in something that could be a little spooky, you gotta make Matthew Lillard a great villain. Like Zoinks, man! I can't wait to see myself some Matthew Lillard in Daredevil. I need Matthew Lillard in Daredevil more than I need air.
Who would you want him to be in DCU if depending on how long his contract is?
People probably will probably hate it, but I've been thinking about Sun's Critch Commandos.
What?
I want him back as Shaggy.
Oh my god!
I want to see the Scooby Gang
in the
DCU.
Funny.
Just adult Shaggy, man. Like Zoinks, man.
That's
Willikers, Batman. Let's go eat a sandwich, Batman. Come on, Batman. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's probably some other characters to get play, but I like that one.
I think my thing is...
I got an idea. I just cooked. I came up with it.
What?
You ready?
What?
Peacemaker Season 3. Ready? Whenever happens.
What?
Condiment King.
Oh my god. That would be funny. I think live action wise, Matthew Lillard as Condiment King would be awesome. However, I do think if he were to return as Shaggy, it should be for a animated project.
You could do it for an animated project.
Because he already does. He's done the voice acting already, so like just do another Batman and Scooby-Doo crossover film again. That would be.
Hey, maybe he'll come back in Creature Commandos Season 2 since Shaggy was in Creature Commandos Season 1.
Tallfan says, I have a theory that Ghostface will be Sydney's kids. That would be interesting.
If they do something cool like that, I'd be about it more. If they give us a reason for why Sydney's the main character again, I'll be interested. That would be cool. Yeah, and Matthew Lillard being in these other projects, I think is pretty cool because he's an underrated talent that people don't give credit for very much anymore. Now, for years when he was interested in DC for a long time, he can't do it now anymore. But originally, he was really interested in doing Plastic Man back in the day. But
Ooh.
now he can't do it anymore because I think he's too
Ye-
old. But
Yeah, that's the same.
maybe he can help write it or something, and be involved in the process. I still think that the guy that plays Sonic is going to end up being Plastic Man.
Mm.
Swartz has been campaigning for that for a long time, and I think he's going to get it. Just because I think it would be pretty cool. But yeah,
I've been thinking for fan cast though. I've been thinking for like when we get Scarecrow, I think it should be what's his name, Jamie Campbell, who's Vecna in Stranger Things. I think he would be a good Scarecrow. I know that's kind of just random, but
I think that'd be a good move considering all the Stranger Things actors that go over to Marvel. Let's have a Stranger Things actor go to DC for a change.
Mhm. I just think he's a good fit.
Do you think Millie Bobby Brown could play a character in the DCU?
I don't know. My thing is like, does she even want to act anymore? Like, she's married. She adopted a girl.
Is she giving up on all that now? Okay.
I don't know. I don't think she's given up, but I totally see her maybe retiring from acting and focusing on her makeup brand or being with her family.
Yeah, she could do something like that.
I'm not saying that she's like there has been no confirmation. But you know, she's pretty well off that she doesn't even need to act anymore, I feel like. But for I mean, here's the thing, Millie, I see her going into Marvel than I do see her in DC. I don't know why,
Who could she be playing Marvel though?
Right? Like I don't know.
I know you made a great
Kitty
point
Pryde?
about Scream. Oh, you think she'd be a good Kitty?
Maybe, yeah. Actually, you know what? I saw a great X-Men fan cast a while back. I saw for Rogue Margaret Qualley as Rogue, and I love that idea.
I like that fan cast. I hope that happens.
It would be cool.
She probably got some good cakes, though.
Mhm.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Mhm.
So undergone to this great thing about the Scream thing. I think we'll see Stu's face will be scarred after his face was smashed. Oh yeah, by the TV in the first Scream. Yeah, that's right. How is that brother even still alive?
I don't know.
That Scream had probably the most gruesome defeat of all of them. And he was the OG Ghostface, so it makes sense. They gotta be bringing him back as the original Ghostface in some way in the plot. They must have switched the narrative from the original plan where they had what's her name in the last Scream movie? I can't remember her name. Sam was connected with her father was like former Ghostface. Right, there's a whole twist.
Right. That's true. Yep.
So hopefully they've taken that stuff out because of all the weird changes, and they've just pivoted over to doing. Yeah, they brought Billy back a few times. That's true. They have brought Billy back a few times. Billy Loomis. That's right. But I'd rather see Stumacher for sure. I think Matthew Lloyd just everything he's in, he just cooks in. Although you know what's kind of funny with him being in the MCU. You know who else is in the MCU from the old Scooby Gang?
Who?
Hawkeye's wife is played by Velma.
Oh. I did not know that.
Did you know that?
I did not. That's interesting.
I think it's crazy. I was like, that's crazy. We got two Scooby actors in the MCU. Where's Fred and Daphne gonna pop up in next? They gonna join the MCU too? Who are they gonna play? That's interesting. That's crazy. But yeah, no. It's good that people are still excited for Scream. They recently did a Scream Comic-Con panel.
Oh,
what does Kenna think about the Stranger Things runtimes? Because apparently there's some new did a video about the new runtimes, and they're longer episodes except for episode 2.
I mean, I saw like a little bit of it. I guess I don't really have an opinion on the runtime. What are they? Hours, like an hour long? Or are they longer?
Most of them are an hour long. a lot of people are mad because episode 2 is 54 minutes, but I think 54 minutes is still a
can I
pretty good
say something?
runtime.
See, an hour. So yeah, that's what I thought. If it was like 2 hours, I would have been like, wow, that's a long episode. But an hour long episode doesn't impress me. Like, because most Stranger Things episodes are 50 minutes long anyway, so that's almost like an hour. So I'm like, okay, like I'm so like not. I don't mean to be like a downer on it. Like I think it's totally fun to have people excited for an hour long episode, but to me, an hour just isn't that crazy of a runtime to me anymore personally. So, yeah, I guess that's my thoughts. I'm like, well, it's an hour. That's cool. And, my thing is like I care more of what actually is happening in those episodes. Because if an episode is good, writing wise, short, 20 minutes long or an hour long, as long as it's good, that's all that matters. I don't really care about the runtime.
The runtime is good.
Mm-hmm. I just think as long as it has good writing, like as long as season 5 story is good, I don't care about the runtime of the episodes. Because I've seen great stories with only like 24-minute episodes, and same thing with an hour-long episode. An hour-long episodes can be great too, but it's not always depending on the runtime. It's more of the writing.
Yeah, we gotta be happy with the writing. Like, we live in a society where everyone gets so crazy about runtimes. I'm like, why does it matter if something is long? What if the story is absolute ass and you have to sit there watching a 3-hour episode, right? And then it's garbage.
Mm-hmm. You just need 5 more levels to join comp. That's great. Gotta keep grinding.
Yeah, we'll play some more Underground. I got a video to make after the stream, and we'll play more. I'm feeling good about playing some Rivals tonight. I found my new cocaine, apparently.
I think before we end this episode, we should talk about what we think is going to happen in the DCU after Peacemaker specifically.
Yeah, that's our next. Well, that's our next thing. Yeah, so I was waiting. So I'm thinking we're kind of doing Q&A now. So I think we'll do Q&A for a little bit more because it seems like the chat's heated up. So all right, chat. We're gonna do this show in reverse. We'll do 5 more Q&A questions, and then it's DCU theory time. Dun, dun, dun. And Luke really forgot about us tonight. Damn.
He's busy, that's all. So we're supposed to get a leak at some point tonight for Stranger Things, Jake said. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, Jake,
I wonder what the leak is going to be.
Here, man. Someone must have cooked you. That'll be
interesting.
I wonder what
the leak. Yeah.
Hit us with some more Q&A. Come on, chat. Mm-hmm. Let's go, chat. Hit us with the chat.
Yeah, it can be anything. It can be about anything.
All things are possible. But I think we're going to cook at the DCU castings. Because Ken and I, before we're talking, I'll tease this. I have a big video dropping tonight, guys. Kenna helped me cook on something massive. We'll talk about the DCU fan theories. I feel like Eagly, along with the others, should save Chris. Bro, Eagly is going to be best friends with Economos now. I love Economos, and I know they only reference it. Now that they're cool, they don't reference it anymore. I don't care what anyone else says. Economos will always be Ginger Cool.
Ginger
Cool.
Cool.
He might think he's going to get rid of that nickname. He ain't ever going to get rid of that nickname, brother. You know, that would be actually really funny. There's a lot of gingers in DC. Imagine Flurry just goes in, just like, he approves of different people. Oh, what if Flurry meets Jimmy Olsen? He's like, hey, I'm cool with Superman, but you're Superman's friend. Does Superman's friend know that you're Ginger Cool? Like, oh my God. Like, I still remember when they described Barbara for the DCU, and James Gunn's like, yeah, she's going to be Ginger Cool.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
From what I'm hearing,
I remember his response to that.
Holly related, I can't confirm to deny. That will get Jake hyped because Holly is Jake's favorite character right now in Stranger Things. I don't know why he's so excited for Holly, but he is. Like, I love that idea. I love the idea. I love Flurry and Vigilante together. I think that's just such a great combo. What if he accuses him of bird blindness not being a thing?
Bird blindness.
Could you imagine? Vigilante be
That's
like,
so funny.
bird blindness. Oh god, that's so good. Won't confirm or deny. Alright, that'd be cool if you got some good news. I know you're waiting for your Stranger Things. What are you gonna do with your Stranger Things podcast when season 5 ends? You look towards the spin-offs or start doing some other things? What's gonna be the plan?
That's the one thing that I'm really dreading is the Stranger Things spinoff. Just let it end. Just let it end.
You know what's you know what's Netflix. You gotta get that
I
money.
know, but I can't take it anymore. I just won't be watching them, and you won't make me. You can't make
Kind of
me.
like our. Well, remember our favorite movie, Princess and the Frog. It's the green. It's the green. It's the green.
It's the green you need. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm aware.
We might continue it in case we get spin-offs. Okay. You do you, Jakey boy. You do you. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm working as a content creator. I've seen a lot of these content creators that are streamers that I noticed this really big thing with Nerd Theory where Theory just always looks tired or like he looks like super like zoned out, or he's so annoyed with Star Wars that he just looks like he's checked out of everything. He's been so busy traveling and like doing saber companies.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
And when you're the host of your podcast, I feel like you just need to come in there with more energy. And like I like how Josh is that energy guy. Like when Josh is like Theory may be a great content creator, but Josh is a better streamer. Like well, I will watch Josh's streams and just laugh because Josh knows how to entertain people. He loves to stir the pot and just be like, I remember back in the day when he was getting so hyped about Mando season 2. People wanted to talk to him about WandaVision because he's always been the Marvel guy. That's why he has the Den of Nerds community. And there's this clip where he's like driving the car and trying to go to the Avengers Tower. And you thought he was high in his streams? I'm kidding. Really underground? And he's like, someone asked him in the chat, when does WandaVision come out? January 17th. I'm talking about Star Wars, man. We're talking about Marvel next week. Like I just love his energy. Like he's so like for someone who is a dad and has a kid and like has a wife that he loves, he comes to YouTube like his job, high energy and just like so extra. And I kind of live for it. So I feel like our job as YouTubers is to entertain people. And I feel like that entertainment just makes it that much better. So I'm trying to get on that Josh level, get on that grind.
Yeah, I get you.
I want to be entertained. I was pretty entertaining in my stream earlier today. Underground, I can tell you, I was crazy today. Today I was playing a quick match, and I was playing with Zarkus, and freaking these people we had 5 DPSs, and they would not change to healer.
Yeah,
I was getting so annoyed, and then I finally just switched. And I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. What am I, fucking Thanos now? Like, damn. Like, I got to hold the gauntlet, and then I came in clutch, and we only won because of me. Star Wars Theory is a cool YouTuber. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. For definitely. There's cool YouTubers. There's some cool people. Who would you guys say is your favorite YouTuber that you guys follow?
Ooh, I don't know. I have a lot of favorites. I really like Chazington. He's a new one. He's really funny. I like Sai Loves Frogs. Her and her partner, they travel around the world, so she does vlogs. Oh, I'm really into Vanilla Mace. She's a Twitch streamer, but she does YouTube as well, and I watch her YouTube stuff. And she does vlogs and whatnot, and she plays Marvel Rivals, so
that's pretty cool.
I like her. I would say those 3.
There's a couple people I like. I like Den of Nerds. I like Star Wars Theory. He stopped doing his channel for a while. Real Rejects is good. I like Brandon Davis, who does Phase Zero, which is now Phase Hero. He gets to do a lot of interviews with the big stars for like DC and Marvel. And he just sounds like an awesome guy. He also is really good friends with John Cena because he's just entered the world of the WWE in his own wrestling career, which I think is pretty cool. Oh damn! Thanks, Underground. I appreciate that. Underground said Captain Multiverse, so I had to give my take a
Of
bow.
course.
I used to love John Campea, but after what John Campea said about the Peacemaker finale, I had to stop listening to him.
Oh.
He wanted the Snyderverse in the finale, and I'm like, nah,
No,
bro.
God.
I ain't for it. I'm sorry, it's not
No, that would
happening,
have been
and it didn't
bad.
happen. Mm-hmm. Check out Happy Console Gamer, great YouTuber, My Retro Life. Oh, those are cool. Good choices. Yeah, I definitely like Michael Pyre still. I still watch him whenever he's made stuff. I also, if you guys haven't watched it, I think it's on Amazon Prime. You should watch Markiplier's show.
Oh yeah, he has his own show. That's right. I forgot about that.
It's pretty good. I really wanted to do season 2, but I don't know if it got enough attention.
I don't think it did, unfortunately. But that's why we gotta watch Iron Lung.
I made a video trying to promote him very heavily because I thought it was really cool. It was really good. It was a different. You would have liked it, Kenna, because it's very thriller based.
Mm.
It deals with this idea.
I've seen a video about it before.
It's something about like when they sleep, weird things happen to them.
That's it. Yep, it's ringing. Yep, I've seen that one. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
It was an interesting one for sure.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch the full thing. I only saw some things, but
well, thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it.
I think while I like Markiplier, I don't think it's his best thing he's done. It's not a horrible show, but it's not his best work.
No, he's definitely done better stuff. I think this Iron Lung thing will be probably much better.
Yeah, I'm very curious of how he's going to adapt it into a movie because the game is basically that it's like futuristic, kind of dystopian a little bit where you're I might be misremembering, but like you're stuck in a submarine, something like that, and it's just you as the player in the submarine, and you're trying to do your tasks. So it's like very paranoia driven.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna be doing that soon, Chris. I'm looking forward to what after Demon Slayer. I'm revamped on my anime. I'm definitely gonna be doing more anime reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm kind of on that Invincible kick right now, trying to get back into Invincible, which I started watching a while ago. Because I gotta support my boy J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man.
Mm-hmm. And Steven Yeun voices, Mark voices Invincible.
Yeah, I love Steven Yeun. Glenn from The Walking Dead. I've heard Your Name is a great anime. I gotta check that one out.
That one's popular. That one's popular for sure.
I want to check out this Chainsaw Man movie when it comes out. I've seen a lot of Chainsaw Man stuff.
Yeah, you gotta watch the show first before you see the movie.
How many seasons the show got?
I don't know. I never watched it. I just know
I'm gonna have to dive into it. It looked good, so I'll dive into Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's got my interest. It looks pretty dope. Joe, me and Underground had fun before you got on last night. We faced 1v1 in practice range. Oh, that must have been fun. That's pretty cool. All right. I think the Q&A portion is over, and I think it's DCU theory time.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we want to start, Kenna?
I'm thinking Peacemaker and Checkmate.
Peacemaker. What a joke.
So I've said this a while back during season 2 was airing, that in the comics there's this female Peacemaker called Peacewrecker, and so far in the comics she has no confirmed identity. So if it stays that way for a bit until if we get Peacemaker season 3 or Checkmate season 1, we could see Amelia Harcourt putting on a Peacemaker helmet on and becoming Peace Wrecker, and having her fight and maybe save Chris or save anybody else within that context.
I think Peacemaker would be really cool because John Cena's character, as much as I love Peacemaker, Peacemaker's fighting style has always been based on that WWE wrestling style. The fight with Peace Wrecker would be so much more intense,
right?
Because
Amelia
is such a brawler, and I think the combat would be really cool. And I think it'd be funny watching, because we talk about in season 2 all the toxic masculinity moment. I love the I think the comedy with Peace Wrecker would be pretty funny.
It would be great.
Like, I think Amelia would get pissed at the team, and it'd just be really funny listening to her take on things. We have to get Chris.
I think though, as much as it would be cool to see her actually become Peace Wrecker, I totally see them kind of like not fully going for it. Like, she'll put on a Peacemaker helmet to do a thing, or maybe she might wear a costume, but I don't see her staying as Peace Wrecker for the long run.
I kind of want her to stay for the long run.
Right, and I'm not against it, but I'm just saying I totally see them going in that direction.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think she should stay because I've noticed there's a big bit right now that people can't say the name Hardcore online, so they keep calling her Softcore.
Instead of Hardcore,
really
they
funny.
say Hardcore.
Yeah. So it'd be really nice to like give her a proper identity, and I think that storyline with I've been reading a lot of Checkmate lately, and Peace Wrecker is so interesting. Like, I think Creature Commandos season 2, the Creature Commandos team will be in Salvation. Peacemaker will have his own team, and someone else will have a team. I like that idea.
Yeah, I like that.
You think John Cena's gonna be? You think we're gonna be animated John Cena? I'm down to see Peacemaker in Creature Commandos season 2.
I think we'll definitely see him in animated form.
I would be down for Peacemaker in animated form. I saw him in animated form in Crisis on Infinite Earths for a little cameo.
Mm.
He was hanging out with the Western vigilante, and I guess him and GA were buddies because him and Green Arrow were hanging out. Yes,
I didn't know Mr. Terrific was in the Checkmate team. Yes, he is, and so is Green Arrow.
So let's hope that Mr. Terrific ditches his Justice Gang pals and says, "I'm gonna have fun at Checkmate now." Will we see Peacemaker at the end of Creature Commandos and he's got long hair? Yeah. He might get a beard too.
To show some time has passed. Yeah.
He'd probably have a beard and long hair, honestly. He's been in there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
No, John Cena looks with a beard.
I think I've seen him with one before. Let's look it up. I'm gonna do it.
Do you have an image of him? Let's see the image.
I'm gonna look it up. What's his name? John Cena. For some reason, I blanked on his name. I'm like, who's John Cena? John Cena.
I don't think anything will pop up in the search history because we can't see him really. I don't think we'll be able to see the images either.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he has a beard. He's had a beard in the past. He looks good. You'll have to look it up in your own time, but he looks good.
Oh, you don't know how to share the screen?
I can't share the screen. Well, can I? No, I don't think I can.
Okay. Mr. Terrific is the key to sort out the Salvation world. Yeah, he probably is. He's probably gonna make fun of Lex Luthor. I just dealt with all your black hole shit. Oh, goddamn, Mr. Terrific. You don't learn, Lex, do you?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. So, obviously, we know that the end of season 2 finale set up Salvation, but then we learned that maybe Salvation might not be a major thing for Man of Tomorrow, but it maybe still is.
I actually think it still is going to be, because I watched Boba Talk's new video, and I think James Gunn is just downplaying things because he's trying to be secretive.
Yeah, I totally see that.
Like, Boba Talk's information on DC has always been like spot on, and I think James lying about Chris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mongol or Brainiac for Salvation World. Can I tell you a crazy theory, guys, that a lot of people don't know about? I'm anti Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow now.
Wow.
I know that's crazy, right? Like we all love
Mhm.
Brainiac, but it's becoming too obvious to be Brainiac, and you could still bring Brainiac in. But ever since we saw Salvation, and I'm making a video about this soon, I really think the Mongol thing has the best potential.
Mhm.
Like the whole idea of like a gladiator war world taking over Salvation, it just works for me. It just something about it just it works. And somebody made this great point that I love is if we do Brainiac in another Superman movie, we make a big error and we mess up on a rare opportunity to do something really unique with Superman.
What?
Because the first Superman movie, Lex Luthor vs Superman, is brain versus brawn. If you do Brainiac again, it's still brain versus brawn.
Right.
But if you do Mongol, we see our Superman have to use survival instincts and brute force finally.
Mm.
So all the people bitching about
So it's
Superman losing
brawn.
fights, yeah, you could actually see good fights between Superman could get his ass whooped by Mongol and actually have to learn to get stronger to actually fight this guy. So we could
Yeah,
go on a
I like
true
that. I
we
like
could
that
go on a
idea.
true arc. Oh shit, I'm cooking. What if Salvation is the origins of Legion of Doom or in Justice League, Legion of Doom versus Justice League film? I agree, man. I think that'd be great. I see potential for that. I do think even what James Gunn said, that they're not going to adapt perfectly like the comics, as crazy as it is, I could still see, even though they said it's not going to be exactly like the comics, I think Joker and Lex Luthor could still get trapped in Salvation together. Even though James Gunn said
Poss-
that they're not going to do that, I think he was referring to how it was done in the comics.
Mm.
Because you know what I thought about that's really interesting?
What?
Is I think I think Rick is going to pull a fast one on Lex Luthor, and I think he's going to trap Lex in Salvation eventually.
Oh. Aquaman should have an eye patch in the DCU. He's been through a lot. Yeah, it would be
I
cool
I would
to
like to
see
see
more
that.
rugged
Make
and
him as pirate as possible. Why not?
more rugged Aquaman. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Yeah, I guess like my only thing is like I feel like we can theorize so much, but I think how I feel about the whole thing is like obviously we know it's salvation, it's little seeds being planted, and we just have to wait until we get the whole picture.
I
And
am wondering about what's going on with this thing about Salvation tying into lanterns.
mm,
I have started cooking a little theory about it, and I'm curious to see how interested the rest of the people would be with it. I think that lanterns being intergalactic. What if in lanterns we actually start discovering more about Salvation on our quest to go and figure out who killed Alan Scott?
oh, that's possible. I
Mm-hmm.
can see that happening. You think Aqualad is alive during this time? Maybe. I mean, probably if Damien is around, then most definitely Aqualad is.
You think New Gods will be in lanterns? They could do that. I mean, Salvation already opens the door for New Gods. So they definitely touched on that. I need to get another drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Need another water. Ew. Perfect. All right. I'm back. Yeah,
Great.
New Gods. I was seeing if I missed any chats, but no, we're good. Yeah,
No.
New Gods would be interesting. I'm really interested. Like what they'll do with Salvation will be interesting. I'm more interested about how they're gonna do Checkmate personally.
Yeah, Checkmate will be interesting how they continue it, especially with knowing that. I think this is how I think it's gonna happen. I think I think Checkmate. There's two ways. I think it will be a little set before what happened to before what Rick Flag sends Peacemaker into Salvation. I think it will be more in depth of like them setting up, them doing their first like job together, and then it will be like a cut to okay, now we're in the present. Now Chris is gone. Now they're like we need to save Chris, but also I think what would be interesting is not to have saving Chris from Salvation be their main goal. I think it would be better if it was like, okay, we got to get Chris, but also at the same time, it's our job to help these other people. So Chris might have to wait a while, make
I
more
want
like
to
more
know.
tension.
I want to know what other characters because they keep hyping up superheroes in Checkmate and costumes and stuff. I want to know what other characters they would bring into this agency.
Mm. Well, again,
Like,
since we know,
like if they do Green Arrow in the comics, that'd be great.
right? I see Mr. Terrific coming back. Since
Well,
we
yeah, he's
already.
got to join a new team because he left. He left.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's
I'm
in
pretty
Justice.
sure
Wait, did he leave the Justice Gang or not? I don't remember. Oh. Oh no. I guess it's just me now. Well, in the meantime, before Joe gets back, I suppose I'll just take over. I see Mr. Terrific coming back, guys, but also I can also see not Mr. Terrific coming back for Checkmate. I think if anything, I think what James Gunn is doing, despite that it would be fun to see, like a character like Green Arrow come back and like, be with the Checkmate team, I just don't think James Gunn's gonna do it. At least not introduce him like that. I think it will be mostly just Economos, Adebayo, Harcourt, and Flurry and Vigilante. I think we'll definitely get maybe some name drops here and there, or like maybe Adebayo and passing will be like, "Oh, I'm getting funds from Mr. Queen," something like that. Oh, the live stream's over? Oh no, the takeover. Sorry, I read that wrong. I was like, no, it's not. Yeah, the Kenna multiverse. Yeah, it took over. Oh, he's back.
StreamYard is drunk.
It kicked you out. I know. I had to take over a bit. They were like, Kenna multiverse.
StreamYard is drunk. I don't know what the heck it's doing. It like literally just like kicked me out.
It just kicked you out? Weird. Anyways, I'll just repeat what I was saying earlier. I'll repeat. I don't know if you missed it, but I'll repeat what I'm saying. What I was saying. What I said is that even though we could see Mr. Terrific come back for Checkmate, and like it would be cool to see Green Arrow, I just don't think James Gunn is gonna do it. I think it will be mostly Vigilante, Flurry, Adebayo, Harcourt, and Economos as the Checkmate team, and maybe name mention of like Adebayo's like I'm getting funds from Mr. Queen, something like that. Because as much as it would be cool to see a Green Arrow be in Checkmate, I just don't think so far. I don't think that's how James Gunn is going to introduce the character yet.
But I think they could build on it. So my whole thought process is like not right away, but I think if you do a series and they build on this, I think they might build it up over time.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So far, yeah. Yeah, like
so like not right away in the beginning. Like I'm not saying like you get season 1 of Checkmate and all. I think you start out with a small team, but then they build in different team members later.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what threats we're going against with this new organization, when we're just doing with Argus, we might have certain people, but depending on what they try to do with Argus, then we could bring in some other characters. Like I think this is a really good way. Like I said, I actually think as much as I love Green Arrow, I'm looking more at Huntress and Question.
Oh, yeah. I would love
Because
the Huntress.
I think this
would
is
love
a
the
great way
Huntress
to
Question.
involve those characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great move.
Mm-hmm. Vixen, Deadshot, and Deathstroke for Checkmate. Vixen and Deadshot would be cool to see again. Deathstroke, I don't know. I feel like
So here's
Deathstroke's
my
gonna
take on this, Chris. I think that this show, and I told Kenna this earlier, my theory is that Adebayo will go against her mother. And they're still trying to fix the Waller show out. And that Adebayo is going to form Secret Six. So we get a team of 6 villains. And Deathstroke and Bane, for that Deathstroke and Bane movie they're working on, I think that's going to be connected to the Waller show. So I think, well, here's my thing about Deadshot I was going to ask you guys. You guys think Will Smith comes back? Or do you think we get a new Deadshot?
I think we're gonna get someone new.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it would be funny if he returned, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I saw a casting for Deadshot. What was it that I saw? There was someone's name that I thought was pretty cool. For Deathstroke, yeah, we'll get Deathstroke in Checkmate because he's a big part of the comics, but he won't be a part of the agency. He'll be a threat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Could actually
again build, like you said about Oliver Queen. I think build up, like just slowly.
I just thought something big though. If Laura gets pissed enough, she might send Slade alone to deal with Checkmate. Like he might actually go.
That's true.
And like they could. The whole idea of Checkmate. Think of it like a chessboard, right? You could have a show where he starts picking them off. Like the agents, think of the agents as like queen pawns, and like how the game of chess is played, and then slowly he just keeps kind of taking them off the board, not killing them, but just kind of incapacitating them and kind of putting them in different places and making moves. And I think that's interesting. Yeah, the Secret Six versus Sinister Six. Damn, that'd be a good battle. Yeah, that'd be interesting. The Secret Six is a pretty interesting DC thing that a lot of people don't know too much about. I know they have a character in there called Catman. There's been other characters. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how they bring in Vixen. Vixen's an interesting one. She's a wild card character right now.
Yeah, I love Vixen. I would love to see her.
Yeah, we're going to get more answers on Deathstroke soon. It's definitely going to come sooner than later. But I think Slade definitely is going to be a big part of things moving forward. Sorry, my glasses were being annoying.
Well, do you want to tell them our new fan cast?
Oh, you guys want to hear my new fan casting that I came up with earlier?
And honestly, I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't even think of it first. But
yeah, so I was looking at these clips from. They said that Cameron Monaghan is only in like 5 minutes of Tron Ares, but there's been these stunt reels that have been going crazy on like social media of Cameron Monaghan gets a fight scene in this movie, and he's wearing red armor and wielding batons and going crazy on people. And I started just cooking on. I think that Cameron Monaghan, even though he's already played Jeremiah and Jerome in Gotham, he should come into the DCU. And he should play Roy Harper, a.k.a. Red Arrow / Arsenal. And the cool thing is, you think about with Blue Beetle in the background, when they ever do decide what they're going to do with Blue Beetle, this sets the stage. You got Shola Minuenda, Cameron Monaghan, all the other actors they bring in. They could set up Young Justice pretty perfectly here.
Oh, yeah.
To do Young Justice, you could have a really good good roster of characters that you could play around with. But I'm definitely doing the video about Cameron because I think this will be crazy. Like Cameron, I think he could kill that role. I think it'd be great.
I know. I think he's like the perfect fit. I think like he looks like him. He's in the right age range. Like I think he's perfect.
I always wanted to see more with Roy Harper, man. He's such a great character. And we need more W's for Cameron Monaghan. The fact that he's in Tron and he's not... Can we just, like, Can someone do the
He's
edit of the
such
Tron
an
movie?
underrated actor. He's so good.
Can we just do like an edit of the Tron movie and replace Jared Leto give Jared Leto the 5 minutes of screen time and let Cameron Monaghan have the rest of the screen time?
Yeah.
Tron Ares would be better if Cameron was the lead. I'm telling you, man, it would be
Yeah.
crazy. And I haven't even seen the movie yet, and I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
That being said, on New York Comic Con news, despite him being a big part of the movie, I do think what I'm hearing about this He-Man movie, I do think this He-Man movie is going to be pretty good. I just hope he kills it as Skeletor.
Yeah.
I think you could have picked a lot of better actors to play Skeletor, but
Yeah. I
At
don't know. I
least
feel
he's-
like everything Jared Leto touches, it's cursed.
what they need to do is just keep him out. What I'm hoping that they do is don't highlight that Jared Leto is playing Skeletor. Just like use Skeletor as the character, but don't market the actor playing him. Like,
Right, yeah.
build it as Skeletor being this leader of evil and being a great villain. And with Skeletor, we don't have to see Jared Leto's face. So
Yeah.
that should help.
Yeah,
But
hopefully.
yeah, they started calling Jared Leto now the franchise killer after Morbius and
Yeah, Morbid time. Yeah.
and now with Tron Ares apparently. I mean, the really cool things that Tron Ares has going for it is not only do you have Cameron Monaghan in there for 5 minutes, but they couldn't get Daft Punk, so now they got 9 Inch Nail soundtrack.
I mean,
And-
so that's what I heard is that despite the story not like the movie itself not being good, what saved from what I heard from reviews that the soundtrack is like the only really good thing, or the soundtrack saves the movie a bit.
I heard the visuals make the movie worth seeing too. I heard the action scenes are crazy good and like
Yeah.
well, storyline not
I think
perfect.
that's really what the reviews, like when you break them down in general, I think visually, audio wise, like it's pretty good, but there's no real substance when it comes to the actual story.
I just will I will just accept that it will never touch Legacy, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yes,
want it
yeah,
to be
Tron
better than
Legacy
Legacy
will always be
anyway.
the best one, I think.
What'd you say, Kenna?
I said that I think Tron Legacy will always be the best one.
Mm-hmm. Legacy was just too goated. And you just don't get better than Daft Punk.
I really do think that Tron Legacy was ahead of its time.
It was.
Because unfortunately it flopped during the time of its release. But
So much so, I've been actually working on a hype music video where one of my favorite animated films I've been rewatching that I've been thinking about lately is, you know, the character Sam Flynn from Tron Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on a music video for him to get hyped for Tron Ares. And the music video I was going to use the song Castaway from that Titan AE movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Titan AE?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Like, I just think that'd be super cool to make a music video about that. Because despite my music videos usually end up getting claimed, they get good views. Like, a lot of people, I still get revenue from those music videos.
Yeah,
Like,
they're good.
Like, people like my music videos. I don't know what it is, but like all my music videos that come out,
Personally, my favorite is No More Mr. Nice Guy, Two-Face.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That was one of my favorites. I love going back to the old school songs.
Yeah.
No more Mr.
A nice guy.
No,
No,
siree.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be the nasty, naughty. Yeah, there's such. Oh, we need to go back to that era. I miss the villain song days, man.
Yeah, good villain songs. We haven't had a good villain song in a while.
Yeah, that's just crazy. There's so many good ones. I had a situation recently in my life where I forget what characters I was gonna do. Oh, no worries, Melissa.
Thank you,
thanks.
Melissa. Have a good night.
But
Sleep
I've
well.
been thinking about doing a music video with 2 characters and I keep thinking about that. So I hope you can help me pick the characters. But I want to make a music video for some fandom for like a couple in a fandom and do, this isn't my idea. This isn't my idea of fun.
Just the Swan Princess soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't affect my channel underground. It just what normally happens underground is that it's not a strike, but they claim my video because of the copyrighted material, but I still get revenue off the views. I just can't fully monetize the video, so I can't put ads on it. That's all it means. But I don't really even need to put ads on my videos, honestly. Like, you still can get revenue other ways. Because my click-through rate is usually still good. And, like, that usually matters. So, yeah, that's... No, but my music videos are... I love... That's my favorite type of stuff to make. As fun as it is to be on camera, as much as Silver likes to hate on my editing, I work... In fact, I actually recently... You guys haven't seen it because I haven't posted a new video. You'll probably see it tonight. I recently... Well, I liked the intro I was making. I now have perfected my perfect YouTube intro that I'm really happy about.
Oh, that's good.
I added 2 new clips that I just felt like they had to be in there and shortened them. So I put them in and I'm really happy with it. So I now have the Batman scene. I start the intro with Batman punching the guy saying, "Who the hell are you supposed to be?" The Batman beats the crap out of him and then says, "I'm vengeance," and then segues into Cap running in front of the train, and then clips out, goes to Sasuke and Kakashi fighting for my anime viewers. And now it segues into Green Arrow in a green lighting elevator fight from Arrow to Daredevil and Iron Fist fighting the Hand.
Mm.
And I clipped it so they're super short. Just little segments of those little moments. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out really good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I was happy about that one. But yeah, no, I love the music video stuff. Like, people, I'm still blown away that people have been going crazy over my Marvel Zombies Terrifier one. Or not Terrifier. Terrifier. Terror Time, I meant. Terrifier, that'd be crazy.
Terrifier.
Underground, I made a Clown Cafe music video. Come on down to the Clown Cafe. Come on down. I used to torment Underground with that song. Because there's a time where Underground wouldn't watch Terrifier. And me and Jake and Chosen used to tease Underground. Like, come on down to the Clown Cafe. Come on down. I just think it's funny. Terrifiers. Did you think of characters for that Swan Princess music video yet?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to update you later. You said you want to do a "This Is My Idea" song?
Yeah.
I'll have to think.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll come up with something good.
You want superhero characters?
It could be any characters, any fandom that you feel just would fit.
Okay. I'll have to think about it later.
I'm sure you'll figure out one. Man, Luke must be really busy today.
You're still. I mean,
I'm just so used to him being here.
You're just used to, yeah. Well,
but I'm glad that he's been. I know he's been really, really happy with everything that he's getting back into YouTube again, and like,
yeah,
his streaming schedule. And I want him to grow and thrive. So I'm happy that he's getting more praise.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna end it here. I think I'm going to work on a video real quick, and I think I might hop on Rivals if you guys want to join.
All right.
All right. See you on Rivals, guys.
You're still on that?
Great stream. Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, I'll see you on Rivals. I'm gonna get on.